everybody, and welcome back to TechZulu Live from South by Southwest Interactive. I'm your host, Amanda Coulong, and I am now joined with Matt Cohen of OneSpot. How are you?
I'm great, thank you.
So you're a local here in Austin. What's that like, having this deluge of people, just an onslaught of folks in your city?
It's great. It's kind of like asking somebody who lives in New Orleans what Mardi Gras is like. Yes, Mardi Gras is amazing.
Yeah.
But it's a great place year-round, but it's completely insane, but we love it.
And you can come in and join the insanity and then leave and go home and have a nice dinner and relax.
Yeah, somebody earlier said, you get to sleep in your own bed. Like, yes, indeed.
What's the phenomenon of South by been like for you? I mean, we've been coming here for 5 years now, and we've seen it grow from a smaller, more intimate conference to something that's much larger, more corporate, many players involved. So what's the locals' perspective and kind of buzz about South by Interactive?
Well, I've lived here in Austin since 1999. Okay. And so South by, at that time, the Interactive Festival was really not particularly widely known. The music festival was, and continues to be, the major draw for a lot of people. And I think that it has definitely changed a lot over the years. Originally, it was primarily for creative types as an offshoot of the music and the film festival. And the fact that it's expanded so significantly over time has changed a lot. Mm-hmm. Some people don't like it, but I think overall, it's been a good thing for Austin, and it's a good thing for the people who are coming. And the fact that now it's many different things in one, I think has been good overall.
Yeah. Very interesting. So let's talk a little bit about OneSpot. Let's tell, because some folks may not know, so fill us in.
So great. So OneSpot is a platform that turns content into advertising. So every business has content they want people to see, either content they create, like blogs, white papers, videos, how-to tips, recipes. Content is the key to many people's business strategy today. Or content that other people create that the business wants people to see. So an article about the company, a review of its products or services. All of this content exists out there. And what OneSpot does is takes that entire portfolio of content, transforms it into ads, banner ads, mobile ads, social ads, and puts them out there all across the internet where the audience is, and figures out what content works as an ad for what person and when.
So what are the conversion rates like then?
So typically anywhere from 2 to 50 times out of a typical ad, which on the one hand seems like a lot. 2 to 50 times, wow. So on the one hand, it sounds like a lot, but on the other hand, most ads really aren't that great.
Right.
And that generally this is content. So people are used to seeing an ad that's getting you to punch the monkey or start shopping.
They ignore the banner ads.
Exactly. Whereas what a OneSpot powered ad does is it shows content. It could be a blog post, it could be YouTube video, so something that somebody would normally want to see. And the system automatically learns what content works on which site and for which users. So imagine an internet where instead every ad that you see actually has interesting content in it.
Yeah.
This is an internet that is better for everybody. It's better for publishers because they have ads that people like. It's better for businesses because now the content that they're producing is getting put in front of the right people. Right. And it's better for readers, most importantly, because now they're not seeing annoying ads.
Yeah. It almost reminds me of like advertorials, print-based advertorials. Someone pays for that advertorial, but it's still relevant content to the reader, but someone's paying for that placement.
Yeah.
It's, to that older model, it seems somewhat like that.
Yeah, I mean, it certainly was inspired by that. I mean, content marketing goes all the way back to like the Betty Crocker cookbook. Businesses creating content. About a third of all marketing spending is done in content creation and distribution. Yeah. About $45 billion last year. And I think the big transformation on the internet has been moved from just the search era to social plus search. And so businesses are producing content now, higher quality content than ever before, in order to feed social. And most of that content gets posted once on Twitter or Facebook and then is gone forever.
Exactly, yeah. And so everyone talks about content marketing, but do they really understand, that they can push it beyond those two platforms? And not only that, you've also got sort of a democratization of content creation, production, if you will, where everyone is starting to create their own editorial calendars and whatnot for their company's content. So to include advertising as a piece of that just makes logical sense.
Exactly. So the term that a lot of people use is converged media. Yeah. So if you think of your owned media like blogs or videos that you create, the earned media that you have out on the web, you know, obviously, yeah, editorial content from publishers. You know, the traditional paid media channel, as you said, you know, we think about advertising, but advertising is really just a way for somebody who has content that they want to get attention to put that content in front of people who already have an audience. And whether you choose to put a 20% off sale or an interesting video or an interesting blog post is really up to the advertiser. So it kind of ties all those things together. And since businesses are already creating a ton of content these days, it provides a natural complement to that strategy.
Do you have any statistics in terms of the amount of content people create now? I mean, it just seems like those numbers are blowing up.
So I don't have specific stats, although according to a recent study, it was the #1 marketing technique that marketers say that they're going to be adopting in 2013. So more than just about everything else, creating and distributing content is proving to be a very big part of what people do.
And what is your background, Matt? What led you to start OneSpot?
So I have a technology background, computer science degree, actually from Rice University here in Texas. But I wound up starting one of the first online newspaper sites in the world at the Houston Chronicle. I launched it in 1994. Actually had registered the first newspaper domain name in the world a few years before that.
Why didn't I know this about you before?
I have no idea. Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd have anything to do with news or content or advertising with a technology degree. But my father had actually spent 30 years doing sales and marketing for the newspaper industry. So I knew a lot about the business. And I moved to New York and was at Hearst Corporate, which owns the Houston Chronicle. I moved back here to Texas, to Austin, like I said, in 1999. I had a consulting practice for a while, was the partner at an early stage venture capital firm here in Austin called G51 Capital, where I did early stage investments in Texas and elsewhere. But I really missed building things. And way back when I was at the Houston Chronicle many years ago, we used to actually survey the readers every year, because there were no weblogs, to ask them, what do you like about the newspaper? And always in the top 3 was the advertising. And
really? They liked the advertising?
Exactly.
That's surprising.
Why is that? It's what's on sale at Macy's, what new restaurants have opened up. You know, at the time.
It's relevant.
Exactly. It's interesting, it's relevant. And it made me realize that content is content. Content can be commercial, it can be non-commercial, it can be interesting, or it can be boring or even annoying. But there's no reason why any content that's created can't be interesting, whether it's advertising or not. So think of Vogue magazine, for example, right? Most people who buy that buy it at least in part, significant part, for the advertising. So I think the challenge had been giving businesses sufficient reason to create good content. And like I said, search and social is really what's driven people to do that. And so now there's something to feed into these existing paid advertising channels. So it was sort of a natural fit for my background. Actually, when we started the Houston Chronicle's website, we were trying to decide what content to promote on the homepage. And I realized early on, why not use our ad server to decide what content to show on the homepage?
There you go.
We want to show what's most likely to get people to click in the same way that the ad server is trying to show the content that's most likely to get people to click. So it was one of my early ideas, and it just made sense.
Nice. And now you founded this, and you're the president, but you also just brought in a pretty high-profile CEO too. Is that correct?
We did indeed. Yes.
Can we talk about that?
Absolutely. So. So about 3 weeks ago, a great guy named Steve Sachs joined us as CEO. Steve previously was the Executive Vice President of Consumer Marketing and Sales for Time Inc. He ran for all 20 of their brands, both digital and print. I actually saw an article on the internet last summer that he had left Time Inc. and was moving to Austin.
You were stalking him.
Essentially, yeah. I mean, it's kind of rare for somebody with a big media background like him to move to Austin. And the product was resonating with big brands more and more, and with big agencies. And we really wanted somebody with that kind of background as part of the team. And so he and I have been talking for quite some time. And it became clear that there was a great fit, both skill-wise and personality-wise, and so he joined, and things have been going great. So, yeah.
Well, what's next then? You've got this amazing new CEO. You've got a great company so far. Where are things going?
Well, we're going to continue to grow. I mean, we've been talking to companies here at South by Southwest. Yeah. We've got a fantastic set of meetings and connections going on. Okay. We'd love to meet additional people. Obviously.
Yeah. What specifically are you looking for here? Are you looking for potential partnerships? Are you looking for funding? What are you looking for?
Well, of course, we will be raising additional funding, so obviously we'd love to talk to fantastic venture investors going forward. I mean, we've already raised a great round of investment with some of the best angel investors around, as well as a couple of early-stage venture funds, including 500 Startups and RSL Ventures out of New York, which is run by the former CFO of Martha Stewart. Yeah. But of course, we'd love to talk to people who have made a significant investment in content, who are trying to drive not only engagement, but also to use that content to drive their business. So customers, and then in terms of partners, we tend to partner with anybody who creates content, but wants to, for businesses, but wants to create a better audience for that content. So content creation agencies, of which there are more and more, PR firms, which are taking on that function more and more.
I could see PR firms loving you.
We actually work with a couple of the biggest PR firms in the world already, as well as platforms for content management. We're starting to integrate more and more with platforms that either manage or help people create content to provide a distribution component for that. So we're happy to talk to any of those folks. They can just come to our website and contact us that way.
I can't help but say I love the fact that you sort of learned part of this through osmosis with your dad. I find that so sweet and entertaining.
Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago, but I look almost identical to him. Aww. And so a lot of the folks that I met in the newspaper industry while I had first started in the industry would not have heard my name was Matt Cohen, and they didn't put two and two together, and then as soon as they realized that, they're, oh, of course. So yeah, it's been really great, and I'm really glad that he was able to teach me and that I've been able to put that to good use.
Well, I think that there's a wonderful legacy story there. So, and now you've carried things on and into a new generation, new era. So exactly. Thank you so much for joining us. Is Absolutely. There anywhere we can find you? What's the Twitter handle?
So the company is OneSpot, ONESPOT. I'm Zen Cohen, ZENCOHEN. And please follow us and come to our site, check us out, and we hope to run into you here at South by Southwest. Yes.
And you can probably find Matt back here at the TechZulu Trend Lounge. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yes, anybody who's worth meeting is meeting here.
Thank you so much, Matt. Make sure you check out OneSpot, and make sure you're also following #TZTL for TechZulu Trend Lounge here at South by Southwest.